What's up everybody? I've made my fair share of mistakes in Monster Never Cry, but in doing so, I learned a few helpful sort of cheat codes in the game that I want to share. This will be my 5 tips I wish I knew sooner video to help fast track your progression. Let's get it. Summoning into number 1, it's going to be maximizing Pact Summons. If you're a brand new player, your first one will show up in week 2. Since I'm on my second global account now, if I go to events, here is my first Pact Summon. I can choose between the Draconic and Abyssal monsters of Octasia and Snyder. Now because this account I'm doing regular faction monsters only, I chose to go with Venus as this is a monster I've always wanted to work on. I ended up getting her and then I switched off to Ready. For everyone else, this is one of the weaker of the 3 rotational Pact Summons based off monsters included. One of the big adrenaline rushes you will get, or at least I live for, is if you go to the rewards, you can get the 20,000 gems at a 0.1% rate. Now I have no idea how many summons I've done since I've started this game, but I pulled this twice on my beta and twice on my first global account. I've never hit this before with other games that I've played that had a similar format, so that's saying something. The other big adrenaline rush is summoning your chosen monster before the pity cap. Currently for Draconic and Abyssal, it is 120 summons, while regular faction, or you can just say the trio faction monsters, which is going to be natural, beastly, and alchemistic, it's going to be 100. It's important to note that when I started, this was actually only at 80 pity for the trio faction monsters. It was then increased sometime in April, but it was once again a hidden change that the devs thought was not needed to include in either the maintenance, patch, or update notes. This is where defending them because I do think there is redeemable qualities of this game, obviously otherwise I wouldn't be playing, but their lack of transparency when making changes or lack of explanations in the game really do hurt the player base. In regards to the rotational Pact Summon event, this is where I can suggest a Google Doc by the Discord member Gooby. It's linked in the video description. I have a few of this player's guides there as they are well organized and provide a lot of detailed information. The main thing I want to point out is these Pact Summons are on a rotational schedule depending what is currently active on your server. So right now on my second global account, I have the Octasia and Snyder. Next week will be the Dracula, Avanzo, and Zenobia, and then after that will be Lilith, Dullahan, and Cuckoo. With this information, you can see each Pact Summon monster choices and plan accordingly. The pity carries over between Pact Summons, so say for this one, I don't want to do any more summons and stop at 28 summons left. For my trio faction monster pity, next week it will also be at 28. This pity carrying over leads me into a trick I wanted to mention. Now many may already know about this, but the Discord member I want to thank for this is Fossey. Hopefully I'm saying that right. AKA Sarko's #1 fan, as I generally just summon, not really thinking of anything else. So the trick here is going to be for getting 2 Draconic and Abyssal monsters in a 1-week period, specifically for free to play since spenders can just buy additional summons. So for the Draconic and Abyssal, the pity is 120. As a free to play, you can do 20 gem summons a day at 2,700 per 10, so 5,400 gems a day. These events last for 1 week, so if you summoned your life away with gems each day, 20 times 7 is 140 summons, plus your 1 free a day is going to total 147 summon potential. If you are unlucky like the majority of gacha players are, then you'll need all of those 120 summons, which sucks because A, it's expensive, and B, you will most likely only get 1 chosen monster in a single Pact Summon. For this trick, basically you want to bring your pity to 27 or under, which will be kept for the next week Pact Summon, and this will be how you're going to guarantee yourself 2 hard pity, Draconic, and Abyssal monster copies. Basically, you're going to sacrifice 1 Pact Summon, so to speak, to capitalize on a specific monster for the next. Hopefully I understood this trick correctly. I think I did, but leave a comment if there's something I missed. Rolling the dice with number 2, it's going to be Void Exploration, Archdemon's Blessing. Heading into Destiny Ocean and then Void Exploration, before getting into what the title was for, I have mentioned this in a video, but once you unlock Auto at account level 70 or VIP 5, you won't have to worry about the 2 guessing games on the board, Star Illusion and Scale of Power. With Auto, you land on either of these and it guesses correctly for me every time, so that's going to be guaranteed rewards. I think I've read some players have still failed, but it's a really low chance if that is true. Now for the reshuffling of the Archdemon's Blessing, when you fill up 100 points, each dice roll is 2 points, so 50 rolls for those 100 points, you will have the option to choose between 3 rewards. You will have options such as 20 egg shards for any of the trio faction, plus a random, and then 1,000 gems. 100% I'm always going to suggest going for those gems. The rates are so low for those eggs, you're probably only going to be getting an epic. If you're lucky, you'll get a legendary, and if you're lottery ticket buying worthy, a Hellfire. Gems are needed everywhere and it's the safest bet to choose, plus it's more or less the value of the 20 egg shards anyways. You can use these elsewhere for Pact Summons, Devil Cores, Gem Mall for things like Chaotic Dolls, etc. Now if you do not see the 1000 gems like on this account on the screen, you have two ways to reshuffle these. The first way is to simply dice roll one time, and then it's going to change the options like I'm going to show you on my screen as I'm talking. The other way is to wait for the daily reset, however this only works to my knowledge if you have 0 void dice left, because since I have dice left at the reset time, my options have never changed. So if you're like me and you save your dice waiting till you have 180, reason being I'm going to explain in the next tip, just rolling one dice to change the options is the way to go. Saving specific resources with number 3, we have the Mystery Tour, Alchemistic Master, Expedition Plan, and Bounty Tasks. Too long of a title, I know, but when you're first starting out, you're not going to know about a lot of these and you're going to be using those resources as you get them. For Mystery Tour, like I mentioned moments ago, this is an event based around the Void Exploration dice rolling. Different milestones with different rewards, the final prize of 180 rolls for 2 Devil Cores among getting lots of Void Shop currency. For Alchemistic Master, this is an event based around crafting. Now, if you go to your main screen, Craft Workshop, for each Venomous Snake Fang you are completing, it's going to add to your craft hours. Now because the final reward requires 250 craft hours, which does give you a rare glyph chest, it's important to save those craft speed ups till this event is active. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on some rewards. I recommend buying the craft speed up ticket in the daily shop for 20 gems daily, since you can buy it 4 times at 5 gems, and this is going to give you 4 hours of banked craft speed up time. During the event, you will most likely have to buy some more Venomous Snake Fangs, because I personally don't save these. Whenever I get them from the daily quests, as you're going to see on the screen, I place them in there. Reason being is for one of your daily quests, you're going to need to at least craft once in the Craft Workshop to get the 2 speed up tickets, so that's going to be 2 hours worth. For Expedition Plan, now this is an event based around Dark Expedition, aka Fast Rewards. When this event is active, you will gain an event up chance on the amount of extra buys you can do here. Without it, as a free-to-play, you can only buy 2 additional with gems after the 1 free a day. With this event up, this now becomes 4 additional, so 6 total gem buys. So this is going to be expensive gem-wise if you choose to do so, but because of how many things are account level based such as campaign progression, I always recommend to max these extra chances out. To max out your chances as a free-to-play, it's going to cost you 750 gems daily. If you are a spender and you have the perk active, you can do more. The final reward requires 55 Dark Expeditions done and gives a rare glyph chest. So if you minus 21 since you get 3 free a day, when you have this event up for 1 week duration, you will need to buy an extra 34. Now for these events, I do believe the order is Alchemistic Master, which is using the craft speed ups, then Mystery Tour, which is Void Exploration dice rolling, and then Expedition Plan, which is Dark Expedition attempts. And lastly, we have Bounty Tasks. The main thing I want to mention here is always keeping at least 7 Devil Cores on you and 50 regular summons, because these are part of the quest to gain exchange shop currency. This is more of a maximizing reward, so it's not actually needed. If you just want to always go wild as soon as you get them, you can do that. I personally save them so I can get everything I want to in the exchange shop, prioritizing Chaotic Doll, Evo Stones, Devil Core, starting up your monsters with number 4. Now, this is done in different ways depending on the idle gacha you're playing. Some have less requirements early on, but more the higher the stars, some require less food, etc. I don't visually have a graphic to show you, but I will mention Discord member Sir Reginald. A post was made in the Discord's guide channel if you want to check that out, which gives you a text breakdown of each star for strictly monster copies, plus food required for both the Trio faction and Draconic and Abyss. The Awakening copies were also added because if you didn't know, once you make your monster 10 stars, you will unlock the ability to awaken their skills to become better, which costs talent resources and monster copies every now and then. I ended up making a breakdown in my Google document. You can see right here Ascension requirements. Basically, it gives a breakdown of the total monster copies needed, food, Evo Stones, and max level they can become. It's a work in progress, so there may be some values off. If you notice any, be sure to leave a comment down below and then I can fix it. So from 5 to 6 stars, you will need 2 monster copies. This is going to be including your base copy plus the dupe. Then you can see for the next copies that are going to be needed is for 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 stars. I did this both for Trio faction and the Draconic and Abyssal, as you can see on the screen. Also, if you scroll more to the right, I broke down the food costs for a 9 and 10 star monster since you will need these eventually. You can see for a 9 star, you're going to need a total of 3 monster copies, 13 5-star faction food, 2 6-star faction food, and 8,400 Evo Stones. For a 10-star, you can see the added values. Going back to the table, let's use Draconic and Abyssal as an example. You can see all the requirements here, and then I added the Evo Stone food costs, which is using the table I just showed you for 9 and 10 star food requirements to get the value, plus Evo Stone star costs, because guess what, you also have to deal with that as well. Meaning to max a Draconic and Abyssal monster to 13, you will need these total values seen right here. For Evo Stones, you're just going to add these two values right here. It is slightly cheaper than the Trio faction because in this one you deal with chaotic clone dolls rather than actual food. If you scroll a little bit down, there's also a calculator if you wish to use. Just make a copy of the sheet and then you can input your next monster stars to see what's needed, plus what's left till max stars. As an example, I just want to show you here, say I want to see what's needed for a 12-star Nafisa. I put 12 here, it tells me in this column right here the requirements, and then what's left till max, which is 13 stars. Once again, if you see any issues, leave a comment down below and I'll fix them. I make most of these late at night after like 3 to 4 coffees deep, so I'm wired to the max with no idea what I'm doing anymore. And lastly, chasing the rates with number 5, shiny monster farming. So I did mention this in a very long shop video I uploaded, apologies for the length, but damn, I cut that bad boy down from close to 1 hour. But it is worth mentioning here because this is part of the thrill in Monster Never Cry, obtaining your monster's shiny version, basically a free skin and some bonus stats. Now depending on your luck, maybe you have the shinies you want already, but if you don't, the farming method was posted in the guide channel by Discord member Gacha, I think that's how you say the name. Now once you have your 10-star monster and still missing the shiny version, the farming method would be using lineage stones in the awakening process. From awakening level 1 to 5, you will need 2 monster dupes. I wouldn't use this method for anything less than awakening level 5, reason being at 5 when you reset, you can see here you will get back 100 egg shards, so that's going to be 2 copies. Since lineage stones are pricey, just wait because resetting for only 1 copy is too costly in my opinion. Lineage stones can be bought from either the Arena shop or the Archdemon shop at a 20% discount. Now when you do the reset, there is a chance when cracking those eggs you may get a shiny version. Then don't worry, you don't need to wait till you use it in the Ascension star process, you can simply feed them back into the awakening and your monster now becomes a shiny version. Now before ending the video, as a very quick bonus tip, save 6,000 gems for the Gem Mall weekly. Sometimes there are multiple overlapping, like 1 week I believe I had 3, so not sure how frequently this can happen because that was 18,000 gems I needed, but save 6,000 gems for the chaotic doll in the Gem Mall. If you are using any Draconic or Abyssal monsters, this is an absolute must due to the very slow nature of gaining food for these factions. Skipping a week really is going to set you back. I would prioritize this buy with gems over everything. Leave a comment down below if you have any others you feel are needed to mention. I can't mention everything for video length purposes, but these are my go-to 5 I wish I knew sooner. As always, thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next one.